Hello students, today's presentation is Biotechnological Application in Medicine. This is the point from chapter number 12 which come under the unit Biotechnology. Under this 12.2, that is chapter number 12 and second point, Biotechnological Applications in Medicine. In our previous class, we have finished 12.1, Biotechnological Applications in Agriculture. So under this point, there are three subpoints are there. 12.2.1, genetically engineered insulin. 12.2.2, gene therapy. And 12.2.3, molecular diagnosis. Biotechnological applications in medicine. The recombinant DNA technological processes have made immense impact in the area of healthcare by enabling mass production of safe and more effective therapeutic drugs. At present, about 30 recombinant therapeutics have been approved for human use the world over. In India, 12 of these presently being marketed. So here we can consider some examples of recombinant proteins which are used to cure the diseases. So human insulin, it is also called as a humulin. It can use in the diabetes mellitus. Then another one, tissue plasmogen activator. It is used to dissolve blood clots after heart attack. Another one, interferon alpha. It is used for hepatitis C as a vaccine. Interferon beta, used for multiple sclerosis. Tumor necrosis factor, it controls the tumor. So all these are examples of recombinant proteins which are useful to cure the diseases. Our next point is 12.2.1, genetically engineered insulin. Deficiency of insulin causes diabetes, which can be controlled by taking insulin at regular intervals. Traditionally, when human insulin were not available, insulin of animals slaughtered cattle and pigs. Animal insulin triggers some immunoresponse like allergy and some reactions due to foreign insulin and will not be effective. Bacteria were genetically engineered, produce human insulin in large quantities, as bacteria can easily grow in culture media. So, in the earlier days, the diabetic patient, they used to given the insulin from the animal origin. But in such cases, there is a immunoresponse like allergy. So nowadays, genetically engineered insulin is possible. And when insulin is synthesized in the laboratory, it is called as a humulin. First created in 1983. Eli Lilly, an American company, created genetically engineered insulin. Insulin hormone to regulate blood sugar level and administered in the patient with diabetes. Mature insulin, two short polypeptide chains, chain A and chain B, which are linked by disulfide bridges. Insulin synthesis as prohormone in all mammals. A peptide, B peptide, and additional C peptide chain is present. In the maturation of the insulin, the C peptide chain is removed. Using recombinant DNA technology, two DNA sequences corresponding chain A and B of human insulin introduced into plasmid of E. coli and produce insulin chains separately. Chain A and chain B extracted and combined by disulfide bond, and that is a human insulin. So here in this diagram, you will get an idea that maturation of proinsulin into the insulin. So if you observe the first diagram, there will be proinsulin. Three chains are there, A, B and C. And when the maturation takes place, C chain is removed and what remains is the active insulin with the A peptide chain and B peptide chain linked by disulfide bond. In this pictorial representation, you will get an idea that is the synthetic DNA encoding B chain and A chain. The genes are introduced into the plasmid. And here, further, the plasmids are transferred to E. coli. And you can get a separate A and B chains. And then A and B chains are joined to form insulin. So this is called as a genetically engineered insulin or humulin, which is useful to control blood sugar level in diabetic patients. Our next point is gene therapy. It is a corrective therapy to correct or to treat hereditary diseases. A gene defect diagnosed in child or embryo. Method where genes are inserted into cells and tissues to treat disease. Principle of gene therapy. Normal gene when get inserted into individual cell or embryo with gene defect, the normal gene will take over the function of and compensate for non-functional gene. First clinical gene therapy in 1990 to 4-year-old girl with adenosine deaminase deficiency, ADA deficiency, initially treated by bone marrow transplantation and by enzyme replacement therapy. So here in the gene therapy, it is a collection of methods to correct the genetic defect, and it can be applied to in the embryonic stage or in a childhood. So here you will find that the normal genes are introduced and the defective gene will be removed. The two methods are there, bone marrow transplantation and enzyme replacement therapy. And first clinical gene therapy was in 1990, that is adenosine deaminase deficiency. Generally, the question will come, what is gene therapy? Give example. Gene therapy is collection of methods to correct a genetic defect in a child or embryo. An example is adenosine deaminase deficiency, ADA deficiency. Here, in the next point, we have to see how this method occurs to treat ADA through gene therapy. So, first point, ADA deficiency disorder. It is a hereditary disorder caused due to deletion of gene for adenosine deaminase. An enzyme, adenosine deaminase, it is crucial for immunosystem function. In gene therapy, lymphocytes from a blood of patients are isolated and grown in a culture medium. Functional ADA cDNA introduced into lymphocytes through retroviral vector and return to patient. Since lymphocytes have a short lifespan, genetically engineered lymphocytes are periodically introduced into patients. But if gene isolate from bone marrow cells producing ADA introduced into the cell in the embryonic stage, permanent cure will be there. So in this method to treat ADA, if it is applicable in the embryonic stage, you will find a permanent cure. And in case of a patient suffering from diseases, the lymphocytes are taken from the patient's blood and they are grown in a culture media. In that lymphocytes, ADA cDNA, functional ADA cDNA is introduced through retroviral vector. And when such introduction is there, you will get genetically engineered lymphocyte. So these genetically engineered lymphocytes are further injected into the patient's body. And as these lymphocytes have short lifespan, periodic injections to the patients are required. Here you will get an idea how the process takes place. See the steps. First step, cells harvested from the patient. Lymphocytes are taken out. And here in the lab, the culture will occur. So in that process, a gene is inserted into the virus, and after that, you will find that the virus mixed with the patient's cells. Now cells become genetically altered, and again altered cells are injected into the patient body, and altered cells produce the desired proteins. So like that way, taking out the lymphocytes from the patient blood, they are cultured outside. In that culture, ADA cDNA is introduced with the help of retrovirus, and when such introduction of the functional ADA is there, then they become genetically engineered lymphocyte, and such lymphocytes are again injected back into the patient's blood. Like that way, the process takes place. Our last point is molecular diagnosis. Technique used to diagnose and monitor disease, detect risk, and decide which therapies work best for the individual patients. Treatment of a disease be effective if early diagnosis is there. And here, understanding pathophysiology is very important one. Earlier conventional methods of diagnosis, that is serum and urine analysis, though they are not now useful because early diagnosis is not possible. But nowadays, early diagnosis is possible with advanced molecular diagnosis technique like recombinant DNA technology, polymerase chain reaction, PCR, enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay, ELISA. These are three important molecular diagnostic tests. So, conventional method detect presence of pathogen when the disease is established and produce disease symptoms. Therefore, these three methods are useful to detect the disease in early stage. First one, recombinant DNA technology. A single-stranded DNA or RNA tagged with a radioactive molecule probe is allowed to hybridize to its complementary DNA in a clone of cells, followed by detection using autoradiography. The clone having the mutant gene will hence not appear on the photographic film because the probe will not have complementary with the mutated gene. So here in the recombinant DNA technology, you can get the clear idea how the mutated gene are remain on the plate. PCR. A very low concentration of bacteria or virus can be detected by amplification of their nucleic acid by PCR. PCR is now routinely used to detect HIV in suspected AIDS patient. It is being used to detect mutations in genes in suspected cancer patient too. Last one, ELISA, that is enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. It is based on the principle of antigen-antibody interaction. Infection by a pathogen can be detected by the presence of antigen or by detecting the antibodies synthesized against the pathogen. So these are the three tests which will come under the molecular diagnosis. Last, but it is very important one, you will get the idea how the three aspects to be remembered. First, genetically engineered insulin. I have told you the insulin is made up of two chains, A and B chain joined by the disulfide bond. Here, in genetically engineered insulin, A and B chain has to produce separately. Therefore, A and B genes are introduced into the plasmid. Further, the plasmid is introduced into the E. coli and you will get the separate chain of A and B and the insulin can be produced. In our body, insulin is produced first in the inactive form. C chain is attached. After the maturation of the insulin, C chain is removed. In the next second stage process, gene therapy. In the gene therapy, lymphocytes of a patient are cultured outside the body. Lymphocytes, they are one type of a WBCs present in the blood. Then functional ADAC DNA introduced into the lymphocytes using retrovirus. So in that culture, you have to add ADAC DNA with the help of retrovirus as a vector. And as a result, you will get genetically engineered lymphocytes. And those are injected into the patient blood again. As the lymphocytes are of short lifespan, therefore, patient require periodic injections. So here you will find the steps are important one. Question has come, give a brief account of the process. So each point carries the marks. First is lymphocytes from the blood of the patients. They have to take out of the body and cultured in the laboratory. Then you have to introduce functional ADAC DNA into that culture using retrovirus. And as a result, genetically engineered lymphocytes are formed. Again, they are injected into the patient's blood. Those are the steps comes under the gene therapy. And the last one is molecular diagnosis. To detect the disease in the early stage, these three types of the molecular diagnosis tests are very important. They are rDNA technology, PCR, and ELISA. That's all for today's class. Thank you.